I have two boxes. I'm just going to open them one at a time. We got Arrival. It's a pretty good movie if you haven't seen it before. I don't suggest watching the trailer, at least the one I watched, because it looks like a great trailer, but it actually doesn't really give you the right impression of what to feel from the movie. Which I think works out okay, just because you end up enjoying what you watch. Let's see, and then we got a Right Stuff package. So yeah. So let's see, I guess we got paper, and then I guess this is Sword Art Online the movie. Yeah. There we go. And I guess this is his side, so we'll just start with the Asterisk War Blu-ray Volume 3, episodes 13 through 18. I don't know. For some reason I'm only vaguely remembering characters. She seems the most familiar. Is she Sword Girl? Is this the one with the piece of shit uncle? I think so. I don't know. I think this one. I felt like Volume 2 came out a little while ago, and Volume 1 a long time ago, if that's the case. First things first, let's take a look at the full art. Not that I expect there to be much about it. Although, I guess, compared to other full arts, those girls have some slightly skimpier clothing underneath the cover than usual. Why don't I remember there being any mechas in this? Whatever. Stuff. We got some postcards, but as usual, those are a real pain to put back in there for casing. Questionnaire, proof of purchase, and then comes the, this says it's disc 3, so disc 3 was on the bottom. This is discs 1 and 2, with 6 episodes. I guess 13 to 18 is that. Straightforward enough inside. Discs upside down, but whatever. And this is, of course, Infusion Mix number 2. You know, that says a compact disc down there. So it's a CD soundtrack. Next up, we've got a Utano Prince-sama R. There's DVD and Blu-ray versions right next to each other. This Hentai one is coming apart much better than last week's. I vaguely recall last week's giving me real trouble and not making double. So interesting. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 2, 3, 4. I have a hypothesis on what the discs in the DVD version look like. Region A, audio, and this is 13 episodes, 2 discs. I don't see where it says, there we go, Season 3. Okay, so in here I expected heads to be distributed more. No, 1, 2, 3, 7 heads. Then 4 and then 4. But that one looks less colorful than what I remember being here, so yeah, I see. So the first and last disc image arts are the same on those. We have Noragami Aragoto, which is Season 2 of Noragami. There's this packet on the side. Did I order the limited edition version? I don't know. That girl has a really big sword. Is this glue? Mostly gone. Well, now it's totally gone, but I don't want to throw this on the floor where I might not see it. Plastic, I can find the plastic again. The plastic's a non-issue. Just before we look at that, Region A, English and Japanese audio, so it's English dubbed. Art cards. Actually, this seems like a rather... Seems like it'll be easy enough to get them back in. I actually kind of like these watercolory things. Is she familiar? Do I remember her? What do I remember about any of these characters? See, I swear he looks familiar from Blue Exorcist, which is completely wrong. Oh my gosh, these things are just not coming apart very easily. They're kind of a coarse, not smooth like a lot of poster card things are. But to be fair, they're called art cards and not poster cards. Or, yeah, postcards. So, that works out fine. So you can see they're organized all weirdly, and the backs. Oh great, now he really looks like he's out of Blue Exorcist. Huh. The backs, I guess, look like this. Can't even read that text. Oh, no, I guess I can. See how easy that was? That's why I was okay with doing it. Now let's get into the real meat and potatoes of this, which is the anime part of it. DVD 1 and DVD 2. So this holds the 2 DVD discs. They're very shiny. Shiny enough to see the camera operator. People. The girl, I think, is maybe the same. Not her, but I don't know. Whatever. Also shiny. Maybe easier to see the camera operator? So usually I try to save things like this. Can I actually save this in here? It's a tight fit, but it worked. Whereas this is obviously going to go somewhere else. We got Assassination Classroom Season 2 Part 1. Maybe there's a... Oh, Regions A and B. So that could be imported if somebody wanted to. It's important. Ha 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 ha. But I don't know. If it was a limited edition version, I guess I didn't notice it. I mean, I try to keep my eye out for those things since I miss them so much, but at the same time, there's only so much I can do. Now read the manga. Season 1. Looks like it's a reversible cover. So the current cover looks like that. So if we go in episodes 1 through 7, that's a DVD. 8 through 13 is DVD 2. Should be Blu-ray 1, which is 1 through 9. And then Blu-ray 2, which is 10 through 13. Extras. Not that bad of a reversed cover, I think. I'm staying with the Kuro Sensei, what the fuck? But whatever. I did not know that this was muted. Oh, there we go. Ghost in the Shell Standalone Complex 4-disc complete edition. This may be a really good excuse to finally rewatch the series. I can see that it's not your standard distributor distributing it if it has one of these. I see Bandai's name. Anchor Bay. There's something else that they're working on these. Let's peek around the back just a bit because we want to make sure this has everything. Yeah, I see English and Japanese audio tracks. Then if we look at the actual disc arts, they are loose. The first one is disc 2, disc 3, disc 4. It's a fairly straightforward, but a good release nonetheless, because it's an anime that's classic. And here we have a second gig. I completely forgot that this sticker's up here. And here I've already thrown away the plastic. Squeaky. We've got this 1, 2, 3. It feels like the disc art is maybe very similar to the old Bandai DVD releases. I think they were Bandai. Oh, and last but not least, we have Otaku Teacher, Ultimate Otaku Teacher. Feeling something weird right there as well. Not that it matters. Region A, English dubbed. That should be the second half of it. There's a good question of how well I remember the first half. I'm sure I'll pick it up as I go. Or once I start it. I might be good at changing context. I'm not saying I am, I'm saying I might be. Yeah. Some good releases this week, I think. This week's anime DVD collection update. So I slowly but surely got through all of Nichijou. Finished it last night. Yeah, I finished it last night. I thought it was actually overall a very nice slice of life show. Definitely nicer than a lot of the ones I watch and just don't pick up on. Now, that may... I don't want to hit that. That could just be preferences, but at the same time, you have to admit it's they put a lot of budget into it, and they make sure they can tell a really simple joke in a really complex way for the humor of that. I don't know, maybe it's just my kind of humor, but overall, I thought it was fun. There's a kind of overarching story. It's not really an overarching story. It's even less so than the other anime I compare this to, which is interesting because that one's kind of an opposite. Like, this one will tell a simple joke with a lot of budget, and Azumi Gadayo, which is kind of feels similar, will tell a very... well, it'll tell its jokes using very little budget, so it's an interesting difference. But Azumi Gadayo is about a group of girls who go through high school, whereas this one only covers a couple years in high school, and them going through it together isn't really the point, I guess. I don't know what that sound was. I'm a little concerned because I'm afraid of something maybe about to fall over. But nothing did, and if it does, it'll be fun for y'all. But I don't want to talk about it too much because I don't want you to go into it and expect certain things. It's enjoyable. It was just nice. Like I said last time, there's some jokes in there that are definitely just really funny, and some that are just, you know, having you grinning, smiling, chortling, and all that stuff. And since it's taken me forever to get through that, of course I haven't watched much else, but I started Erased Volume 2, which is why it's kind of opened here and in pieces. Not caring too much about it, whether or not it's in pieces, but it was kind of hard to start just because I actually remembered what happened in the first half. It was only 6 episodes, and it was kind of distinctive story, so it's easy to remember, but there's some stress of watching it, of not knowing if things are going to turn out the way you would want to. There were some characters that seem like really great characters. Kind of makes me think that they're kind of unrealistic, but it doesn't make it where you watch it and think, oh no, they're unrealistic characters. You just think, oh, they're great characters. And you kind of want to see the resolution of the things that didn't seem like they would necessarily resolve as of the last one. Now, it's not taking your classical 4-act structure sort of flow per se, because sorry about that, because I've watched the first disc, and that would be the 3 episodes the 3 episodes after the middle point, and since that would be the 3rd quarter, that one in this 4-act story structure is generally the low point for a character, and this one is, I wouldn't call that a low point. Oh well. Anyways, overall, it's sorry, it's not been bad. I'm just, I guess, wary of the aggravation that may or may not come up. I'm hoping for satisfaction. I just don't expect to get it. Outside of that, I have been playing Pokemon, and I think I might have mentioned last time I was preparing to play through second version of Pokemon Moon, because I keep main versions of Sun and Moon that are allowed to keep their data and always accumulate, and then I have resettable versions if I ever feel I need to replay the games for some reason. I put off buying the resettable versions for a long time, but got them a couple weeks ago, and I played through Moon and captured all of the Ultra Beasts with natures that I would want, and EVs either mostly right or hidden powers exactly right. Basically, I'm going to repair whatever isn't perfect with bottle caps eventually. There's a lot of Ultra Beasts because I just captured all of the ones in Moon, and I'll eventually train them up, and I'll probably choose priorities based on ones that pique my interest or something like that. I think I've still got a couple of the old Ultra Beasts to repair, but the main thing is to focus on 2 of the Tapus, which I captured, and another Pheromosa, because I'm gathering together potential Pokemon for a doubles team. Not for competitive against other people, but for battle tree stuff. So I guess we'll have to see how that all works out. Excuse me. But yeah, I just finished catching a Guzzlord last night and transferring all the Pokemon here, and then pre-ordering all of next week's anime. That's right, or next month's anime. And I have to say that one of the days I think is a little quiet, but there's a lot of neat things, or handfuls of neat things. I think one example is the one about picking up girls in a dungeon. That's I'll be glad to finally see that one. But I thought there was another really big one coming out next month that I can't remember. I know in April there's One Punch Man, and I'll finally get to see that. I'm looking forward to it. Oh well, I think that probably exhausts everything I could think about talking about right now. So y'all have a nice week.